Okay guys, I'm back with my Erin Condren teacher planner. And I want to thank everybody who used my link that I posted in my other video. That really helped me a lot, and it really made me feel good to know that there were people that thought my video was helpful. And I really appreciate y'all taking the time to do that and getting your $10 off and getting my $10 off too. I was able to place an order for a regular planner for myself, and I really appreciate that. I think that's very thoughtful of all y'all to think to do that, and I really appreciate it. Next, on to I wanted to do an update on what I have been doing with my teacher planner and how I've organized it for our homeschool. But first, I do want to show you, since I did get the regular planner, I want to show you all the difference in size. If I line it up, you can see. Sometimes it's better to see it. You can see the difference. This is about the size of my Kindle Fire, I think, the regular planner. And the teacher planner is like a regular notebook size. And I have loved it. It's February. It's the beginning of February right now, and it did get a little bit scratched up, but not really bad. I still think it's in excellent shape, and some people's phone numbers and the dates to remember. I didn't refer to that too often, but sometimes I didn't fill out the birthday thing at all. And I took out most of these and most of these just to reduce bulk, because I really just wasn't going to use it. And the year at a glance planning, I've actually forgotten most of these. I completely forgot to go to the Atlanta History Museum for the Middle Ages. Totally forgot that. So we shall see how that is going to work. That really didn't work for me. So this was my first month. You can kind of see I've used washi to plan out our larger periods of time. Anything that lasted more than a day. I didn't use these notes too often. I think it would have been nice to have just the back page of the calendar for notes, and then and then put a bunch of just empty lined sheets in the back. That would have been more useful to me. I've done these stickers myself, and I'll show you a little more in depth those later. I did my own picture stickers, and I made my own class stickers. Some of my kids have classes online. And there's October. Again, I did a little more of did the University of Florida. Bad season, but I was excited for it back then. And a little more of November, and you can see when I block out times that we were not in school. That just helped me remember. And they're also, those little stickers are repositionable. So sometimes things change, you know. My daughter had that class, and then they changed it and no longer have it. So it was nice to be able to I put it up at the top, so when it gets rescheduled, I'll just use that sticker, just reuse it. I don't go all like Whamadine in my planner. I don't have time for that. And here's the bookmark, and I just had put the little tab at the top. Bookmark. It's really like a bookmark. Paper clip with a ribbon. The ones that I got from Michael's that I showed you in my haul. And I use that for the current month. And then I'm going to go ahead and skip back to the lessons so you guys can get an idea of how I've used it. I've put the different subjects at the top: history, language arts, math, science, foreign language, electives, and other. And I went through at the beginning of the year and just went and wrote through all of these. So even the blank ones, I at least have done the subject. Now, I could have done stickers for that too, but I really just didn't feel like it at the time. And what I've done is I've gone through and separated you can see how they're divided by color. Each day has a different color. And I have 3 children, so this is how it worked for me. I've divided it into 3 sections. You really get 7. If you're a small writer, you can fit them on there, but depending on what it is. And for instance, and then I put my kids' initials. Rachel can come in and look across and see what she has for this day. And this was our first week, so we didn't have much of that going on. But you can see how that worked. And then sometimes I also wrote, like I wrote notes, Becky's birthday. And for other, I usually use that for extracurricular kind of stuff. Auditions, going to the doctor. Just to, at a glance, I can be telling my son or daughter, remember, you've got football practice today, so make sure you are done by 3 o'clock or whatever the time may be. I did make some little stickers on my own. My daughter did a class with her cousin. And let's see. And how I normally just go about my day. If my kids do it, we check mark it, I check mark it, or they check mark it, but it has to be done. Don't check mark it until it's done. If we've decided not to do it or we didn't have time for it, I just draw through it. I'm a box checker by nature, but I have learned that as long as I have made a decision on that item, we are not doing mythology today, then I can write it on the next line. I also, this year, didn't work too far ahead. I worked maybe a few weeks at a time, especially with math, because sometimes we get behind in that. Some weeks, depending on the schedule, like I might write a note break next week so I can remember we definitely want to finish math this week, or whatever it may be. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think there's anything else really. I usually put my dashboard in on whatever week we're doing. Now I did this. This is just made from my Erin Condren regular notebook paper that I ordered that was in my haul. And I went to Staples or Office Depot, I don't remember which, but about the same. And they laminated it for me. And then I lined up my bookmark and punched all these holes with a regular tiny hole puncher that I have for scrapbooking, and then cut through so that it comes in and out each day. But in my planner haul, when I showed you I bought those little clips, and Erin Condren happened to be out of them, so it worked out well that I got these from Etsy. And I may use these for I may trim this and just use those other clips that I bought from the Etsy seller, because it has been not quite so fun to get this in and out every week. It's not impossible, but I gotta go through and kind of push them down one at a time. I've also learned on the dashboard, well, first I've taped that down so it doesn't keep coming up. I've also taped down this paper clip. I used the washi tape on the back and just taped it down so that it stays in place and it kind of sticks up a little bit so I can go right to our week. Each of my kids are color-coded, and depending on what they have going on that week, I may have a note, I may put a note and put it on their book, because we're driving around a lot since we're homeschooled, and oftentimes they'll just take their stuff with them and they could just pull their book out and say, oh yeah, I have to do this for Latin. I have learned that on the dashboard, you do not want to cover it in a thick pad of sticky notes. It's too bulky and they just fall off. So if you put, like, I think maybe I have about 5-6 sheets, just a few sheets, and then you just have to redo it when you get low. And those I just put things to remember, notes for the kids, that kind of stuff. And this is, I showed you the bookmarks in my other haul. And I'm running low on battery, so let me go through. I did remember I showed you how I separated these with lines. I used a pen and ruler and went through and did these. I would do like 6 weeks at a time usually, like if I had some time to do it. I was waiting for the kids on something. And eventually I got them all finished. I used the checklists in the back, I put my daughter's name up here. And in this case, this is a book list. And what I want her to read, I went through the whole year. So these are all the books she's going to read. And each day, this is what she has. So if we want to change around and do The Tempest this week and Kon-Tiki next week, then we'll switch around and do it. Same for my son. Using this as a, oh, this is my daughter Becky. Using this as a book list, making sure she's getting all her work done. And my son as well. And I believe my older daughter, since she's in high school, I'm also giving her some grades here. I haven't gone through and done them all, but because some of these are online and the teacher does these. All these here are online. So I'm just waiting for those. But these two we do at home. And I'm also keeping track of her driving because she has to drive so much. And I still have plenty of those. One of the things I'm not as happy about with the Erin Condren, you can see the pocket is starting to, because I have used this pretty well, especially over here. It's starting to come apart, and what I don't understand is why she didn't reinforce it like she does some of the pages. You can see they're reinforced a little bit thicker. So it would have been nice to have done that on that pocket, because it does tend to come out. These have worked really well for me. I did an upgrade and got 3 of the plastic sheets. I hope she does that again this year. Periodic table. I usually have a map in here too. I don't know what happened to it, but hopefully I have enough time to show you before my battery runs out. I told you I was making some of my own stickers, and so I do. I buy full sticker sheets on eBay. I can get like 100 packs of, I think it's 100 pages of full sticker sheets for about 30 bucks or so shipped. And I just print them on my printer. I got these on We Heart EC Facebook page. I think that's what it's called. I'll write that below too. But I would do a full sheet and then I trimmed them just with my scrapbook trimmer, and I just keep them in there. I also made, I'll show you, with the Avery 5408, I made just went through and got some pictures that I thought I might use for the year. And Avery 5418. And what I did is I just did these in Word, and I selected from here to here, and then did paint it in pink. And then I